Welcome back. We're at the Last Man Stands World Champs. It's Gold Coast in Australia. Got Western Swingers taking on third legs. Western Swingers have won the toss, and I think they've elected to bat here. Western Swingers are the number one team in the world, the team to beat. Not a bad first delivery there. Dot ball. Bit of nip through the air as well. So Gus Sloan, who played for Australia, I think he was their star player in the World Cup in Kenya earlier this year. He's on strike now. A big wicket for third legs. Oh, they've got a top edge there. It's not going to carry to the fielder. Rushed him for pace there. It's well bowled. That's Fuller. He's in the block hole. He's done well. Punched down the ground for one. It's one to come. It's in the gap. It's a lovely shot there by Gus Sloan. It's gone all the way. That's the first boundary of the match. Looks like Leighton Johnston's coming on to bowl. Nazir doing a good job here, just working the ball around the field. His job's going to be to anchor the innings and set up a platform and give Gus Sloan the strike here. Oh, that's well bowled. Speed him outside edge of the bat there. Very well bowled by Leighton. Gus Sloan not moving his feet there. Trying to use his eye and his wrists, but got to move your feet. It's good bowlers like this. This is the world champs. It's a big appeal. He's given him. Gus Sloan can't believe it. He's looked dead in front there. So that's the early breakthrough that they wanted in third legs. The big wicket of Gus Sloan. So new batsman in is Deepak. He's basically got to come in here and do the job of an opener now. So not the start that Western Swingers would have wanted. Leighton Johnson's got his tail up here. New batsman on strike. Deepak, left-hander. It's well bowled and well played. He's off the mark for one. A new bowler, Rob Crowley. A little bit too short there. It's a better length and line. Bottom hand there by Nazir. Forces it onto long on. Dot ball. Inviting the drive there. It's almost got the outside edges. A thickish edge there, just the one. Spelled him. Another breakthrough there. This is good stuff from third legs. Rob Crowley joins the action, picks up his first wicket with his last ball of his over there. A 12 for 2 after 3. So, world number 1 team in all sorts of disarray at the moment. Somebody needs to put their hand up for them. Just the start they wanted from the third legs. So Leighton Johnston coming on for his second here. He's got figures of 1 for 2 of 1. Looking for another breakthrough here. Into the gap there, they're looking for 2. It's good running. And that's the Western Swingers need more of that. You just settle the nerves, run the 1s and 2s, take some shine off the ball, build a little partnership here and put the pressure back on third legs. So 2 balls to come here for Leighton Johnston. He's probing for defense. Big pressure mounting here on Western Swingers. You've got to nurdle that for 1 somewhere. It's well bowled though by Leighton Johnston. Final ball of the over here. It's a slower ball, full toss. He's got away with this, just the 1. Fantastic figures here for Leighton Johnston. 1 for 7 off 2. He'll be very happy with that so far. Oh, that's a no ball there. He's helped on his way. It's well played. It slipped out the bowler's hand there. It's another full toss. I think it's not a no ball though. I think it's just below. He's called it. I thought it was just below there. I think that's could be a harsh decision. So that's 7 runs there for the batsman. A big over here for Western Swingers. It's just what they needed. It's a better line and length there. Just rolled his fingers across the seam of the ball. It's well bowled. Much better stuff. Got to use the deck here. is hot and humid. Give the bowler the benefit of the doubt there that the first two slipped. I want to come here. Well bowled and well played. 33 for 2 after 5. Third leg are very happy with this start. A lot of chatter in the field, cheering up their bowlers. A new bowler is Nathan Francis, fondly known as Big Red. Oh, that could be a wicket. He's done him. Oh, that's another wicket. Well done, Big Red. Go, boy. 33 for 3. What a start to this match. Western Swingers in all disarray here. What a bowling change by the skipper. He just opened him up there like a can of worms. Got the leading edge, took the catch, caught and bowled. Big Red on the money first up. No one saw this coming. Western Swingers, one of the favourites of the tournament. They'd walked through their pool matches. They've got a game on their hands here. They're going to have to dig deep. No, they bat all the way down. They're in trouble here at 33 for 3 after 5.1 overs. Strays down leg that time, and well worked down to fine leg. Well run there by the batters. New batsman in is James Wooderstrom. He joins Sadeep Deepak at the crease. Oh, he's gone big. It's half a chance, but no, he just had enough on it. It's a lovely pickup by the big man. What a stroke there by James Wooderstrom. There's a lovely, lovely shot there. Tell you, if that boundary was a metre longer, it could have been down someone's throat, but just had enough on it. It's in the long grass, and the fielders have to look for it. Big Red needs to refocus here. Played that one on the outs, on the offside. I think it might have been a little bit edgy, that shot there. I don't know if that was off the middle of the bat. Nice counter punch there by the Western Swingers. It's important to get that boundary. It's well worked on the leg side by Deepak. And that's the end of the over. Great start by Big Red. Picks up a vital wicket. Let's have a look at the scorecard there. The Pool A match. Western Swingers top seed in the tournament. 43 for 3 after 6. It's well bowled. Lockie Johnston back into bowl. Starts off with a dot. Follows up with a wide. You won't be happy with that. But too full there by Lockie. Good running by the batters. Probably should have only been one. He's dropped it a little bit short. It wasn't that short. That has gone incredibly high. It's gone for 4-6. 4. That must have been a slight top edge. It went so high. If you're going to drop it there at that length, I'd like to see the square leg much more backward than he is. Lockie Johnston steaming in. Another wide. One ball to come here for Lockie Johnston. Chipped, should just be one. Oh, it's good running by the batters again. Slight hesitation by Big Red in the deep there. Paid the price. It's good awareness by the batters. Score was 55 for 3 after 7. A Big Red coming on for his second over. Can he pick up another wicket with his first ball here of this over? Oh, he's gone big. It's coming to us. Get out of the way. to take evasive action there. It was a huge hit coming into the commentary box. Hasib was cool as a cucumber, didn't move. Was waiting for the catch there. I was unsighted by the gazebo. I thought it was going to land on our heads. What a strike there. A big red under pressure here. Tosses that one up. Well bowled. Takes the pace off. So James Widdestrom is going for it. He's a big lad. He strikes the ball cleanly. He's gone for another one. Didn't get all of that one though. One bounce to the fielder. It's one of the dirtiest mustaches I've ever seen. It's lovely stuff there by Rob Dog. Tidies up the field. He's in the action again, Rob Dog. Absolutely filthy mustache he's wearing. We need to get him a close-up zoom if our cameraman can just zoom. Oh, he's bowled him! Big red, you can't keep him out the action. $64 for 4 after 8. So the first over, Big Red took a wicket with the first ball of his over. Second over, takes a wicket with the last ball of his over. Got to give him another over after that, Hasib. Western Swingers. Could we see the first upset of the tournament here? So Big Red, 2 overs, gone for 19, so he's taken a bit of tap. He's picked up 2 crucial wickets. So Spud's coming on to bowl. Sebastian Robson. And James Widdestrom is not holding back. He wants to put a total on here. Give his bowler something to bowl at. I like that approach. He's just got to pick the right ball. It's got to be in his half. Not moving his feet. Not moving his feet at all. He's trying a bit too hard at the moment. So when an experienced batter will just walk down the track and have a word. Tell him to take his time and watch the ball. So a good start by Spud here. With the ball in hand. Oh, no luck for Spud there. It's a big hit. That's 6. That's huge. That's out of there. That's just in his arc there, and that's the ball to attack. Hasn't he hit that well? Kept his head still there. Freed his arms. One ball to come here. What does Spud do here? That's the end of the over. Let's have a look at the scorecard there. 72 for 4 after 9. James Widdistrom, 24 from 11. Big Red picked up 2 wickets from his first 2 overs. On the money. First up there. They're looking for 2. It's good running by the swingers. Nickel Darwan, 6 off 2. On the money, Big Red there. Don't think he can bowl that line and length though to James. James has got one thing on his mind, that's to clear the ropes. It's up. There's a fielder under it. It's a difficult catch. And it's a very, very well taken. He watched the ball very well there. Didn't quite position himself well, but kept his eyes on the balls, and hands did the rest. Fantastic catch there. Looking into the sun. What a catch by the young man. So another wicket for third legs. And that was the big man, James Widdistrom, who's caught Leighton Johnston, bowled Francis. Leighton Johnston take a bow. That was a very difficult catch looking into the sun. Went high up in the air. A strong breeze at the ground as well that he had to contend with. 79 for 5. I don't think that the swingers are going to bat out all the overs here. I needed James to make a 50 there. Big Red, you just can't keep him out the game. Three wickets, a wicket in each over. He's just bowled the right balls, the right lengths, good areas. What a spell this has been from Big Red. He's still got 1 over left. Scores 80 for 5 after 10. Have a look at the projected scores there. They'll take any of that. Take 140 at this stage. Be lucky to bat out the overs here. Wickets are coming thick and fast. It's worked on the leg side. Should just be the one. It's great fielding there in the deep. I think is that Lockie? It's Lockie. So Spuds in for a second over here. It's good fielding again. It's foolish. Field's got some work to do. Oh, what a pickup, one-handed. Very, very silky and smooth. Could be a run out. No, he's done well. Fantastic pickup there. An appeal there. I think I pitched outside leg. It's a full toss and he's picked it up nicely. Picked out the fielder though. It's not going your way. It's not going your way for the Western Swingers. Only three fielders on the leg side there. If you could have just got that a bit finer, would have raced to the boundary for 4. Had a lot of time. Just needs a bit more awareness. Score is 86 for 5 after 11. Just the one. Big Red won't mind that. Got Nickel Darwin and Akshay Nawal on strike for the third for Western Swingers. Got a job to do. It doesn't look like the strongest, the biggest strikers of the ball. They like to work it around the ground. Uh, 90 up for Western Swingers. 1 ball to come in the 12th over. Can Big Red pick up his 4th wicket here? Nope. What a spell of bowling from the big man, Big Red. 4 overs, 3 for 32. Take a bow. Was consistently better than the batters there. Really good job for his team. Umpire doesn't call it a wide. Must have clipped some of his pad there. It's well taken by the keeper down the leg side. It's well bowled by Leighton Johnston. It's wide. Good bowling by Leighton Johnston here. Finds the outside edge again. He's been dynamic in the field as well. Now one ball to come here for Leighton Johnston. He's coming around the wickets, the left-hander. He's on the money there. Oh, and he's just missed it. It's good effort there. It's just the one though. 97 for 5 after 13. That's third legs. It's hard to tell some of the players. They've all got the most filthy mustaches you've seen on tour here. Oh, it's off the legs there. I'm not sure they can run for that. I see he's kicked that. It's all in the motion of playing the shot. Just kidding there. That's fair game. It wasn't deliberate. Delicate little partnership developing here by Western Swingers batters Nikhil and Akshay. It's good wrist there. Control the ball down. It's in the gap there, should be a couple. Settle for one, it's good fielding, cut it off. So the bowler is Andy de Vertail. It's his first over here, he's bowled tidy. That's in the gap, this could be a boundary. It's well fielded again. that's loose. That's wide. Have to bowl that one again. It's been a good over so far. Just the 4 runs coming off it. It's been on the money, Andy. Just the one. So tidy first over there for him. Western Swingers need to put their foot on the gas here.
We're just changing the commentary box here. Taking over from Bjorn Briggs. Rob Stevenson, for those of you that don't know me, but this delicately poised match here. Great shot there from Nikhil Darwin. Good use of the feet just to create the space there. Putting it back down to the fine leg, vacant region. This is a solid innings here from Nikhil Darwin. We've seen this before. Very unselfish cricketer. Always puts the team first. The team needed him today. After those early 5 wickets, shell-shocked the Australian and Sydney champions. It's a hell of a recovery here in the making by Nikhil and Akshay Narwal. Some terrific bowling. First up by third legs. Johnson comes in. Again, flicked off his legs there from Darwin. Just a single there. And the 15th over, 111 for 5. It's the 5, that's the big number for the Western Swingers. This is a great partnership to help them rebuild. Outside off stump, umpire not moved. Akshay Narwal, many of you remember him from the India Super Series this year up in Chandigarh. Played for one of the Australian sides then. Johnson comes in again. Narwal hits it out into the deep. It's a good fast bowler as well, Akshay. There's a lot of bowling in the Western Swingers lineup. They're well known as the national champions, but they're also the number 1 ranked LMS team globally, so one of the favourites going into this competition. Just have a look at the scorecard. Shell-shocked early on with Shinwari, Sloan and Deepak. Their top order. Well, Deepak stayed around for a bit. Hit 19. Batra, the always dependable Batra, went for 19. One of the Australia team that we saw in the World Cup, as was Gus Sloan. Both played in Kenya in the World Cup in June. James Wilderstrom as well, the big Kiwi, such a powerful hitter, went for 24. But now a rebuild by Nikhil Darwin and Akshay Narwal. We're aiming to see out the overs. As Rob Crowley comes back on to bowl. That's a fine shot there. It's the offside. 2 runs more to Akshay Nawal. Crowley a wicket in his first 2 overs. He's got 1 for 12 so far. But the Nathan Big Red Francis with the 3-for to run through the top order of Western Swingers. Has pushed into the gap in front of third man. They'll only get the 1 there though. Score now 115 for 5 after 15.2 overs. Western Swingers rebuilding here. Shell-shocked by the early wickets from third legs. Rob Crowley bowling well here. Back into the attack, the opener. Nicol Darwin on strike. 25 off 20. He's hit 2 boundaries so far. Crowley in again. That slips down the leg side there, so that'll be a wide. Terrific work by the Runaway Bay staff. Preparing these amazing facilities and decks for this week. Such a wonderful club to be hosted at. This is the home of the Australia National Champs every year, where Western Swingers won the National Championship last year, 2023. No Australia Champs this year, with the World Champs on. It's a good spell here from Rob Crowley. 1 ball left in his third over, comes in. Lovely stuff down the offside. Playing a miss from Akshay Nawal. 3 overs, 1 for 15 for Crowley so far. As we said earlier, the damage was done by Big Red Nathan Francis. He's got over 200 LMS wickets and average of 24. We saw why today, as he just picked up 3 wickets for 32 runs earlier in the innings. Now we got Spud Robson coming into bowl, Sebastian Robson for third legs. Two Australian teams out there today in this World Champs. Just creates the space again, moves round, he's pierced the gap behind backward square. Another terrific shot there from Nicol Darwin. Just moves around, makes the space. Beautiful stuff. Moves on to 31 of 23 balls. Terrific stuff from Nicol Darwin. His team needed him today, and he stood up, being counted. 31 off 23. Robson slips a wide in there. So we got almost 4 overs left to go. Western Swingers have solidly recovered now to 122 for 5. Just a single there. They'll now be relatively confident with their situation now. Third legs will know that they need a wicket or 2 to stop them in their tracks. Hit out into the offside. That's going to fall safely though. Fielder comes round. It's going to be 2 more to Nicol Darwin. Apologies to Akshay Nawal. Thought they'd run 2, but actually it was just a single. I think a bit of the heat taking effect out there. It's been an amazingly hot day. Ball goes up in the air there. Can the mid-wicket fielder come in? No, it's going to drop short of him. So just another single for a chance. For a moment I thought there was a chance of a catch there. Leading edge by Nicol Darwin. 125 for 5, 16.4 overs, 3.1 overs left in this innings. There's a storm brewing behind the bowler's arm. That's into the gap down at fine leg. Is it going to go all the way? It does, and that brings up a first boundary for Akshay Narwal, much needed. He moves on to 21 off 18 balls with that boundary. Moves Western Swingers' side, more importantly, onto 129 after 17 overs. It's a great partnership now between Darwin and Narwal as Western Swingers look to recover. They bat all the way down, and they've needed that today. "17 overs, 129 for 5. The national champions of Australia, Western Swingers, reigning Sydney champions as well. Number 1 ranked team in the world, looking to recover here in their opening match of the tournament against fellow Australians. Third legs. Start of the 18th over with Leighton Johnston bowling to complete his spell. His first 3 overs have only gone for 13 runs. Projected score at the moment of 150. They'll be looking for higher than that, I think, at this stage. Nikhil going down, looking like he may have cramp, or is that a slight quad or a hamstring injury? I think it's looking more like a quad, but he's up. Maybe just need a little bit of a breather. Wonderful pitch here at Runaway Bay. As we said, used for the national championships in Australia pretty much every year. Big shout out to Phil, Travis and all the Runaway Bay staff who helped to make this happen. Fielder comes around the offside. Batsman will come back for 2. 13 deliveries left. Leighton Johnston bowling for third legs. He's had a great spell so far. Got a bowling average of just 21, relatively new to LMS, just 32 wickets, but economy under 6, so he's gone very well so far in his fledgling career. That ball's fielded in the deep, down at backward square leg. If we look at the field settings here, for Leighton Johnston, it's a third man, deep point, long off, long on, mid-wicket and backward square leg. Good pace through to the keeper. Much needed dot ball. They'll need a few more of those in the closing stages here. You sense. Play there. Cricket here in Queensland. Third legs. Through to the keeper again by Leighton Johnston. Well, good bowling from the young man there. Brings an end to a very tight spell for him. 4 overs, 1 for 16. If we look at the other bowlers here, 5 overs, 1 for 15 for Rob Crowley. I'm sure we'll see him again. Big Red Francis bowled out 4 overs, 3 for 32. He did the damage early on. Getting the wickets of Deepak, Batra and Wilderstrom. Removing the entire Western Swingers middle order. We're in the Gold Coast here, Runaway Bay, north end of the Gold Coast. Queensland, Australia for the 2024 World Champs. Watching a Queensland side taking on a New South Wales side. Third legs play their cricket in Brisbane, North Brisbane to be precise, which is about an hour and a half to the north of where we are here in the Gold Coast. Nikhil Dawit, the organiser and skipper of Western Swingers. Although I'm not sure if he's skippering on field today, but he has inflicted the damage. 38 off 30, 3 boundaries. Serious innings from him here when his team were under pressure to help bounce back and post a competitive target, which they're looking to do at the moment. It's been ably supported by Akshay Narwal down the other end, who we know as a former world number 1 ranked batsman actually. Played at the India Super Series in Chandigarh earlier this year. Nikhil Darwin on strike. Again, just moves around the ball, picks the gap beautifully down a square leg. just creates so much space and then just targets that gap on the offside, on the leg side. That is terrific batting from there, Doan, to move on to 42 off 31 balls, and all of his boundaries. He's done so well with moving his feet. Terrific to see. Sebastian Robson getting close to completing his spell. It's been a decent spell. He'll be disappointed with that boundary towards the end of it. But he'll be desperate for a wicket if he can to end proceedings. Gets a dot ball there. It's the last ball of Robson's spell. Can he pick up the 6th Western Swingers wicket here? Comes in. Goes up high in the air, and that's going to drop safe, short of cover. I think saw it late. Couldn't really see it in the sky, but he never had a chance of getting there. It just dropped over the edge of the square, so that would just be a single there. Darwin moves on to 43 off 33 balls. Akshay Narwal, 22 off 21 balls. 1 over to go. Western Swingers, 139 for 5. Significant recovery for them here. Just we have a look over at the other pitch. Adjacent to us here at Runaway Bay. Runaway Bay 2, Spider Monkey is going well. 172 for 2 in the 19th over, 180 for 2 now. 50s for Mohammed Sheikh, Dave Winston and James Schofer in that game. So Spider Monkeys from Sydney going well. But on this pitch we're watching another Sydney team, the Sydney champions and Australia champions, Western Swingers, trying to recover against third legs from Brisbane. Bowled terrifically well here. Got a real chance. 4 balls left in this innings. If they can keep down Western Swingers below 150, they'll feel they've got a decent chance. Reasonable sized pitch here at Runaway Bay, but that's a full toss, and that's hit out to deep square leg, who comes in and he spilt it. He came in, got in a decent position to take the catch, and it just popped straight out. So a let off there for Western Swingers, and Akshay Narwal ends up just being a single. Brings on Darwin back on strike with 3 balls. Can he reach his 50? He's on 44. I don't see him hitting a 6 here, but probably need a 4 and a 2. Can he reach 50 to justify or do credit to a terrific innings? That's just going to be a single. Moves on to 45. I think he's going to be stranded short of his 50 here, Darwin. Even if Narwal gets a single, be a heck of an effort to hit a 6 in this context of game off the last ball. Let's see what Narwal can do. He's up against Rob Crowley, who's had a terrific spell, 1 for 18 so far. And that slides all the way down there for 4 into the gap. So well played there, Akshay Narwal. Moves the score on to 27 of 23. Last ball of the innings. Narwal will be targeting a straight 6. A reminder that if this ball is hit for 6, it's a home run, which is worth 12. What can Narwal do is create the space. He's gone hard and he's smashed that hard. Is it going to go all the way over mid-wicket? No, it hasn't. It's dropped short. What's happened there? I think good fielding with the feet in the end in the shade on the boundary. So last ball of the innings. He really got hold of it there, Akshay Narwal. As soon as he hit that, I thought it was a home run. But in the end, just a single. Takes him on to 147 for 5. Great stuff from the Western Swingers in recovering there. That pair, Nikhil Darwin, 45 off 35 balls, and Akshay Narwal, 28 off 24, pulled their team back from the brink. Quick wickets there. The 6th and 7th wicket could have really derailed the national champions' chances here in Australia. But the Queenslanders, third legs, well played to them. Terrific effort from third legs. Rob Crowley, tight spell, 1 for 23. Leighton Johnson, 1 for 16 off 4. Nathan Big Red Francis did the damage, 4 overs, 3 for 23. Leighton Lockie Johnston, 3 overs, number 36. Sebastian Robson, 4 overs, number 32. And Andy DeVertel, 1 over, number 5. Batting card for the Western Swingers. Nazir Shinwari, I mean, they're all stars here, but he's particularly one of their stars, was out for 4, clean bowled. LMS Australia International, Gus Sloan went for 5. Sadeep Deepak, 19. Another Australia International, Danny Batra, went for 19. James Wilderson, the big Kiwi, 24 from just 12 balls. It's left up to Nickel Darwin and Akshay Narwhal to recover the innings for Western Swingers. 45 and 28 not out, respectively. And a solid total in the end there for Western Swingers, 147 for 5. What has third legs got in the second innings for us? We'll be back in a few moments to watch the run chase. So we're coming out for the second innings here. Just watching this storm build to the south here on the Gold Coast. We felt that storm could be coming all day with the excessive heat, often followed by a thunderstorm in this part of the world. We can certainly see it. You can't see it on camera, but it's down the far end at the moment, behind those trees. It's looking sunny at the moment, but that's coming from the west. But in the south, it's looking pretty dicey. The other ground down at Mudgerubar, Nerang has been hit by it, we're hearing. But we're further to the north up here at Runaway Bay. Disappointing if this game is curtailed by rain with third legs having bowled so well. Western Swingers recovering to 147 for 5. It's a really delicately poised game here between the national champions and world #1 ranked team, Western Swingers. When I say national champions, I mean Australian national champions. One of the favourites for this world champs here in the Gold Coast. Beautiful conditions currently at Runaway Bay, albeit very hot. Over on the other pitch here at Runaway Bay, Spider Monkeys have completed their innings. They blasted 197 for 2 from their 20 overs. Chauffeur, Winterton and Mohammed Sheikh all hitting 50s. Mohammed Sheikh, the world's #1 ranked batsman, currently justifying that station. Brad McGrath and Reece Longbottom and Zia Abbas, 3 LMS Australia internationals, also contributing towards the end there. So tough run chase for Westfield and the Colombian Moose, the Americans, against the Sydney side. But we're watching a different Sydney side here. Sydney champions and Australia champions looking to defend what they'll feel is a below par score for them, 147 against the third legs from Brisbane. 1.5 hours north of where we are currently at Runaway Bay. Currently, I'd wish we were 1.5 hours north, away from that storm that we can see approaching. Reminder that you need to get through 8 overs to complete. Just bringing up my weather radar here, seeing how quickly the storm's moving in. It is almost certainly going to hit here, but how quickly it's moving north is the question. I think it's definitely in the best interest of Western Swingers to get through their 8 overs. So we'll be commencing the second innings shortly here. So the bowlers will be pumped here for early wickets. Man that did the damage, Nathan Francis, is the one opening the batting for third legs. He got 3 wickets in the first innings. Ollie Robson also out there as well. Opening bowler Sudeep Deepak, the young man. Good skiddy bowler. Fields off his own bowling start. It's a single there. If we look at the field placement, long off, wide long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg, a deep cover and a backward point. Again, close to the boundary. Everyone almost out in the deep apart from long off, who's about 15 yards in off the boundary. Deepak comes in for his second delivery. Pushes it down the leg side, goes through the keeper as well. And they're going to come back as well, so messy start here for the Swingers with 3 coming off the second delivery. This would be a huge upset if third legs can chase down these runs. It's a big storm down at the batting end at the moment. It's coming these ways. It's about when it's going to hit here, not if. Reminder that got to get through 8 overs to complete a game here. So Western Swinger, well, both sides, I'm sure, will be well aware of that. The run rate 7.4 and over in the Western Swingers innings, but swung down to the leg side, not quite got a hold of it there. Ollie Robson, just get the single. Move on to 7. 1 ball left. Target is 148, but that's redundant. So at the moment, we've got to keep it in mind. 7.4 and over is what the required run rate is to win. Let me have a look. I think to be precise, it's 7.35. It's pushed into the offside there. Yeah, so 7.34. I know. I think it was 7.35. I'll do a bit of a maths for you. 147 divided by 20. If you haven't done it at home, 7.35. Oh, I had it right. Should have trusted my instincts at the start. Anyway, that's the first over. 8 off the first over. Nathan Francis 6, helped out by the wides there. And Ollie Robson 2 off 2. Deepak first over for 8 runs. James Wilderstrom, the big Kiwi now, coming into the attack. So they're pretty much just over the required run rate. Got 8 off that first over. They need to stick at 7.4 or more. As I say, there's almost no chance, I think, of us getting through these overs. It's just about whether they get to 8 overs to complete the game. So we've got to keep looking at that run rate. On paper, 139 runs are needed from 94 balls now. So the big left-arm bowling of James Wilderstrom, the Kiwi. For Western Swingers now. He looked dangerous with the bat before he fell for 24 from just 12 balls. Third legs have got a real chance here. If they can keep their heads, this is almost ideal for them. Just make sure they keep ticking along, getting up around that 7.5 and over, and we could see a massive shock on our hands here. Keeping a side under 7 and over when they've got wickets in hand is going to be pretty difficult. Wilderstrom comes in again. Wide outside off. That's just going to be a single to the offside. Could we see the first big upset of the 2024 World Champs? The national champions of Australia and world number 1 ranked side Western Swingers could be in trouble here. I think, well, let's just watch this ball from Wilderstrom first. Last ball of the second over, he comes in. Outside off, back to the bowler. That's what they need, a dot ball there. So 12 runs off the first 2 overs. Third legs are from Brisbane, which gets hit more by rain than any other place in Australia. So they'll be well aware of the required run rate implications here of a rain-shortened game. They'll know that they just got to stick to over 7.5 and over to spring a huge upset here at the start of this tournament. So 2 overs gone in this potential thriller now. Deepak, the opening bowler, back into the attack once again, and it's a single from Ollie Robson. Second ball, second over, and that's hit into the gap through the covers. It's racing away. Fielder in the deep does well athletically to keep it in play. Wilderstrom comes in as well and gets the throw in. Good fielding to keep it to 2 there. It looked like 4 all the way off the bat. It was a terrific hit from Nathan Francis. Moves on to 10 off 8 balls. Pressure on Deepak here. Comes in again. Hits the pads, going high and a bit down the leg, the umpire says. Looks like a decent decision there. Can Sadiq Deepak get the breakthrough here? Everything to play for in this opening match for both these sides in the World Champs 2024 from Gold Coast, Australia. Deepak running out. They'll just get a single there, though. .4 overs. Single there again. Deepak comes in to finish his second over. Lovely shot there to the offside, but he's picked out the fielder, so just a single again. 18 runs off the first 3 overs. Things are delicately poised here. They're going at 6 and over. The storm seems to be spreading a bit, so hopefully that means that it's fizzling out. I'm just having another look at the rain radar here. It's just hit Southport, which normally means you'd expect, I think, if it's going to hit here, it may hit in about 20 minutes. 20 minutes pretty much could be on the cusp of it completing a game. 18 for none after 3 overs. You'd feel that in these conditions. Let's see, Wilderstrom coming in to bowl his first delivery here. Outside off, hasn't quite got hold of it. Mid-wicket's going to come round. They're going to be able to come back for 2 there easily. And they do. So an important 2. That's an important couple of extra runs here in this context. You feel that this situation definitely favours the Brisbane side. You want to be batting here, knowing how many runs you've got to score. So let's see what that mark is at 8 overs, 7.35 times 8. So they'll be looking to get to 59 runs after 8 overs to be ahead of the required run rate. Flicks it off his legs. Fielder can't come round. Yes, they can. Cut off at the boundary just, so that's another 2. So there's a good couple of balls here. Big James Wilderstrom. They'll be desperate for a wicket here just to disturb the momentum. The Australian national champions. Wilderstrom in again, outside off, bunted down the wicket. The big man fields off his own bowling. An important dot ball there. Current run rate is 6.1. They need over 7.4 in case rain hits. Two balls left in the big Kiwis spell. Nathan Francis tries to go hard at it. Big swing. No ding. 2 dot balls in a row. Pendulum swinging slightly back in the favour of the Sydney side here. In this state of origin clash, I'm getting hopeful here as I watch the radar. The storm seems to be moving slightly inland from where we are. We could get lucky yet here. It would be such a shame to not be able to get through this game, but I won't speak too soon. But hopefully this storm seems to be edging slightly west of where we are, burning itself out, which would be very fortunate because it'd be so disappointing on this opening day for these 2 games not to be completed here at Runaway Bay. I'm not aware at the moment what's happening at the other ground. I know that the rain stopped play there and it was a big storm, so how long it will take to clear up that is a question I can't answer now. Fortunately, the pitches here at Runaway Bay do drain very, very quickly. If we just focus back on the score here at the start of the 5th over, we have Siddhartha Sanathapile bowling. Terrific story behind Siddhartha. One of the famous Ocean 12 players, team of asylum seekers that took up LMS cricket in Sydney. Some of them had come out of asylum detention centres even in that squad. And eventually over time through charity efforts and assistance all round and coaching programs, they eventually became national champions. And Siddhartha Sanathapile is one of the stories of that great Ocean 12 team. He plays for Western Swingers now, national champions. Great to see him bowling out there. Good good start to his spell so far. Three singles. That one's into the offside. They should be able to get 2 here, potentially even more. You can hear some big booming thunder now as the Storm gets a bit closer. We're in the 5th over of this game now. 27 runs with that 2. Run rate now is 5.6. Third legs will be a bit more than that. Need a bit more than that if they're going to triumph here. Straight down the ground. That could be the 4 that they need, and it is. Advanced to it, got to the full delivery, and Nathan Francis dispatches that back over Sanafapile's head for a much-needed boundary there. Things were looking a bit tight for them, but that's hauled them right back into contention here. 31 for none after 5. In these conditions, the rain does normally favour the chasing side. You know what you got to get, but they haven't had as quick a start as they want. If rain was stop play at 8 overs, the current situation is that they're going to need another 28 runs. So 10 runs and over for the next 3 could be the chance for a massive upset here. James Wilderstrom back for his 3rd over. The captain, Nikhil, team organiser. Just there, it goes up in the air. Darwin, we were just talking about him in the deep. And that is a 6. Well picked up there by Ollie Robson. Didn't have to use much power there. Just got to it. Boom. Back past long on. Over the boundary. And a much needed 6. And now with that 4 and 6 in the last 3 balls, the favour potentially swinging to third legs here as we watch this fast approaching storm. Just hoping that it's going to stay just west of it here at Runaway Bay. Not sure if you could hear the thunder, but pretty loud. Ball goes up in the air, out to the deep. Fielder comes round, takes the catch just inside the boundary. That was excellent fielding there. Ollie Robson looked to get it in the gap, got hold of it. It wouldn't quite have gone for 6. The fielder came around well in the deep there from deep mid-wicket. Watched the ball carefully, took it in a safe position. That is a big moment in the game, you sense. If he had just placed that slightly more in the gap, that would have been Ollie Robson on to 18 off 11 balls. Instead, he's out 14 off 11. He looked so good. And it was Sudeep Deepak, the other opening bowler in the deep, that did so well there to keep his eye on the ball under pressure. Huge moment in the game there. Ollie Robson had looked so good with that maximum, but he's had to go. 14 off 11 balls. Required run rate 7.7. They're on 6.6 at the moment. They need 7.4 run rate to win if this storm hits us. You can't see it on your camera, but just to the above right of that sight screen that you can see above the trees, there is a very heavy storm happening. It's already gone through the other ground and caused play delays there. We're hoping that with 2 hours until sunset still, games can be completed there. So Wilderstrom here. Can he follow up his first wicket with a second? The new batsman, Andy de Verteuil. 37 for 1 in the 6th over. A wide first up, so a freebie for Andy to get off the mark. 38 for 1, 5.3 overs. They need 110 off 72 balls in theory to win. Dot ball to follow up from Wilderstrom, well bowled. And he'll be completing his 3rd over here. Dot ball again, so well bowled by James Wilderstrom. He went for 6 in that over. Big maximum from Ollie Robson, but he also picked up a wicket and bowled 3 dot balls. Great stuff from the big man. 3 overs, 1 for 15. Scores 38 for 1 after 6. Run rate now 6.3. So we're into the 7th over here. Third legs aiming to produce a massive upset and beat the reigning Australia champs and world #1 team Western Swingers in their opening game of this 2024 World Champs. We're 2 overs now until the game will be constituted, but there is lightning not too far away, so we're just seeking distance measures there. There's the bye there, 40 for 1 after 6.2 overs. Nathan Francis, 23 off 19 balls. Andy de Diverto, new batsman, 1 not out. This is Siddharka Sanathapile bowling. (41 for 1 after 6.3. Well hit there by Andy de Diverto. It's a boundary for the new batsman. Moves on to 5 from 5 balls. 1 ball left in Siddharka's over. Good spin bowling there from Sanathapile. Dot ball to end the over. So that's 7 overs completed now. Scores 45 for 1. So a reminder, 1 more over will complete what is required for a result. It's big, if a big over happens here for third legs, they're in a strong position. If they hit 14 off it, 59 would be the total they need. And now 45 after 7. In the 8th over here, big James Wilderstrom bowling still. I think his captain, Nicol Darwin, knows the importance of tight balls here and the context. Getting through as much as possible. They've heard the lightning. They know they may be coming off, and 3 dot balls really does swing it back. But that one's gone to the offside. Just a single there, or they come back for 2. Just a single. So it's a really good spell here from the big Kiwi, Wilderstrom. Getting through his overs really quickly, which is what his team needed. Ball goes back to him. Fielded off his own bowling. Back to the keeper. It's another dot ball. It's a great over here from Wilderstrom. And with this fast approaching storm, could this be the over that does it for Western Swingers? There could be time to come back on again. They're trying to get in as many overs as they can, and they're bowling really quickly to do so. That's just a single out to the offside, so a very good over there and a very good spell from James Wilderstrom. 4 overs, 1 for 17. An important wicket as well. Ollie Robson had looked good. He had dispatched Wilderstrom back over his head for 6. So 6 of those 17 runs came from 1 hit. But he held his nerve, Wilderstrom. Got him caught out at deep mid-wicket with a shortish ball. And now that's 8 overs gone, 47 for 1. The run rate now is 5.9 for third legs. They need to get above 7.3 if rain shortens this game, but that's a great spell there from the big man. Sanathapile, 2 overs, none for 15. Sadeep Deepak, 2 overs, none for 13. And Nazir Shinwari is going to be the new bowler. Nathan Francis, it's on him now. He's set. He's faced 23 balls. He's on 25. Andy de Diverto, he's showing that he can hit it with his 4th that he's got already. 6 not out off 8 balls. 47 after 8. They're not out of this yet. A reminder that getting up above 7.3 if rain stops play is what it all comes down to. I am hopeful, though. I've got the radar in front of me. I am hopeful that this storm is just dissipating a few miles south of where we are. So we could get really lucky here on day one of this World Champs. Shinwari scoots through in front of the stumps, and that was only going to be one decision. Andy de Vertuil goes for an LBW. Skidded through there from Shinwari. Wicket first ball, take a bow, sir. Excellent bowling. Right on the money spot, straight up. Buys a bit more respite there for the Western Swingers. He'll be breathing a little bit easier now. However, they're far from being out of this yet, third legs. They're chasing less than 150 if the game goes the full length, and that's achievable with a couple of good innings. But as it stands, all they need is a couple of big overs and it'll get them back right up there. Just looking at the other ground here, rain still stopped play down there, so I think they're probably having quite a clean-up job down at Mudgeeraba Nerang Cricket Club. But here at Runaway Bay, home traditionally of the Australian national champs each year and also home of the 2010 World Champs, we've got Western Swingers, the national champions of Australia from Sydney, up against third legs from Brisbane. Third legs needing 148 to win. They're on 47 at the moment, so 101 runs needed. Over on the other field, and I'm looking across to Westfield and the Colombian Moose are on 52 after 8 overs, chasing Spider Monkeys a big score of 197, so it's looking like a tough ask for them over there. Back on this pitch, Shinwari, wicket with his first ball, cranking up the pressure on third legs. It's a real X-Factor player, Shinwari, real big finals day performer. He'll be disappointed with his batting effort earlier, but he's come back with the ball, that's for sure. So as it stands here at Runaway Bay, we've got completed matches, whatever happens at this stage, in terms of if the rain comes through and they can't get back on after the pitch recovery. But that's a beautiful boundary just there. Lovely flick to the leg side. Excellent batting from Nathan Johnston, the new batsman. So his second delivery, he gets a 4. Excellent work. Run rate moves up to 6.02, 7.35 the magic number. And that one goes down to long on. Wilderstrom won't get in enough for it because it drops 20 or 30 yards short of him. Brings an end to the 9th over. Good first over from Nazir Shinwari. 1 wicket, 6 runs. Have a look at that scorecard briefly. That was a big wicket. Ollie Robson, 14 off 11. He had hit a 6 off the previous ball before he holed out in the deep. Nathan Francis is a set batsman out there, 26 off 24. If he gets going, this could still be a very tight match. Well, as it is, it could definitely be a very tight match. They're only chasing 148. They're over a third of the way there. They've got 11 overs to go. This is Gus Sloan, LMS Australia International. You remember him also from the India Super Series last year with Sydney Storm. The last World Champs, he was a star performer in Sydney in 2019. As I say, represented Australia in Kenya in the World Cup in June. Very good batsman and bowler. Got good pace to him. And he starts well there on the money spot. Up against Nathan Johnson. Sloan comes in for his second delivery. Outside off that one, he'll go to backward point and just be fielded for a single. Backward point, deep cover point, a long off, long on, mid-wicket, and backward square leg, just as the rain starts coming down here at Runaway Bay. You may not be able to see it, but now the camera is facing downwards. Obviously doesn't like the rain very much, that camera. Filming the boundary rope, but I can tell you what's happening out there. Sloane's continuing to bowl. He doesn't want to get off the pitch, but I don't think the groundsman's going to be liking this. I think they're going to be on in the covers in no time. Sloane bowls again. Down the leg side there. So slightly looser one from Gus Sloane. He'll be disappointed with that. Takes his cricket very seriously. Thinks a lot about his cricket. Now the boundary has come down. Got a little bit of a boundary in front of it. Try and get that in a better position and then continue. Just trying to dodge rain here. One minute. You may be able to see a bit of good action. Just trying to. Just coming to the end of the 10 overs. I think we're probably going to see the umpires calling up here. Day one of the tournament. They will want to be protecting this pitch. Just trying to protect the camera here. You can't really see the rain, but it's a relatively constant drizzle. And so day one of the tournament, they won't want to be damaging this wicket. May just be a little spell here, actually. So it's now the 10 over point. So I'll just leave you as we try and get covers sorted. Sorry, we're back with a relatively low trajectory. Trying to do the best we can with the conditions here with a bit of light drizzle to protect all the camera equipment. Scores in the 11th over here. Reminder that 7.3 is the magic number for third legs. If they get above 7.3 in the run rate, then that will be them ahead with the LMS system. But now we've got Nazir Shinwari bowling from the other end as Western Swingers look to turn the screw. So I think I'm going to be leaving you here because the generator is getting damaged by the rain. So we've got the camera in a position where you can carry on watching the action. And obviously the scorecard will stay up. But you'll just be without my voice. So unfortunately it's bye for now due to this light rain. But let's hope that we manage to get a cracking game in yet. So welcome back here. We're sheltering from the rain. You can't see it on your camera, but there's a very light drizzle coming down. But the ground staff happy for the players to stay out there. So that will help with the wickets for later in the week. Not really enough to come off for LMS cricket. Since we last joined you, there's been a string of wickets here. Third legs were looking really in it with Nathan Francis and Ollie Robson up the top. Nathan Francis eventually went for 45, bowled by Gus Sloan. Ollie Robson was a big wicket early on. He had just hit a 6 and then got out for 14, caught in the deep. Andy Devertel, Nathan Johnson, Rob Crowley and Leighton Johnson all going for 6, 6, 3 and none respectively. So now with 6 wickets down, we've got a last pair in, Sebastian Spud Robson and Lockie Johnson. But third legs have really given Western Swingers, the national Australian champions, a real scare here. They had them 5 down earlier in the Western Swingers innings. Western Swingers recovered well to post 147. And now 87 for 6. So big task now for Sebastian Robson and Lockie Johnson to pull their team back into this game. They've got 28 balls. They need 61 runs to win. As I say, apologies for the camera angle, but we're tucked in under a marquee the other side of the boundary fence, trying to peer out at their action in murky conditions. Feel no storm's going to hit fairly soon, but we're pretty lucky there just to keep this game going with only the edge of the storm hitting us here. Unfortunately, the other ground, Madhuri Bar Narang, has copped it worse with play delayed there due to the rain. Over on the other pitch here at Runaway Bay's second pitch, the American side, Westfield and Colombian Moose, 104 for 2 after 14 overs, up against the Spider Monkeys, who belted 197 from their 20 overs. It's a big task there for the Americans, needing 94 off 28 balls now. Back here, third legs require 59 balls now from the last 5 overs. So it's still achievable. Just have a look at that scorecard. After 15 overs, you can see dominated by the 2 men at the top, well, especially Nathan Francis. He followed up his 3 wickets with 45 runs, so a starring role for Nathan Big Red Francis today. Five overs to go. Siddhartha Sanathapile back into the attack for the national champions of Australia, Western Swingers. Drizzle just getting a bit heavier again. Ground staff still happy for play to continue. .24 balls left this opening day match at Runaway Bay, wicket 1. Last pair here, third legs. Lockie Johnson plays that into the leg side. These guys will still be enjoying playing out there on a wonderful turf deck here at Runaway Bay. Hats off, as always, to the fantastic Runaway Bay Cricket Club staff. Always do such a great hosting role here. It's the home of the national championships for Australia every year. It's great to be hosting teams and players from all over the country and the world here at this World Champs 2024. Sanathapile comes in, swung to the leg side there by Robson. Important here for third legs to keep the bonus points in mind as well. Even if they lose this game, as long as they get it within 20%, they pick up 2 losing bonus points. Which is a score of 118 or more they need to get 2 points. Western Swingers need to keep them under 118 to take maximum points. So that's 26 runs, 25 runs now, the next 20 balls. So that's a interesting number to keep looking at. We just see Danny Batra here, the keeper for Western Swingers, one of their superstar players, an Australia national player. represented Australia over at the LMS World Cup in Kenya in June this year, when Australia reached the semi-finals. Tournament eventually won by Bangladesh. It's Gus Sloane back into the attack. He's bowled very well so far, Gus Sloane. Really torn through the middle order. These will be some of his best figures. 4 for 8. Shame for him that the wet weather has negated his terrific bowling spell. Goes through the keeper there. Thatcher won't reach it, won't go all the way to the boundary. His best figures previously are 4 for 11, Gus Sloane, so that one there was 2 byes, so he can avoid giving away 3 runs or more. This will equal his best figures or possibly better them, and that goes back to the bowler, so great stuff here from Gus Sloane. He's got 2 deliveries left. Incredible spell, 4 wickets for 8 runs so far. That goes out to the deep. It's going to go all the way. So he just missed out on his best ever figures, Gus Sloane. That takes it to 12 runs off a terrific spell so far. Clean bowled the opener, Nathan Francis, the danger man, for 45. He took out the middle order, Nathan Johnston. Rob Crowley again clean bowled, and Leighton Johnston. Again, no movement yet from the ground staff despite the consistent drizzle. Brings an end to Gus Sloane's spell. Terrific spell that is. 4 overs, 4 for 12. Well bowled, Gus. Required 49 off 15 balls now. Rain beginning to get a bit heavier. I'm not sure if you can hear it through the microphone, but you can see a bit more on the camera. I'm surprised again that the ground staff hasn't moved to put the covers on. It looks like we're going to be continuing here. Very visible now, the rain. I don't think it'll take much more of this before the players will be coming off. The umpire's walking in there. This looks like it could be stumps. Then now they're discussing, they're looking at the stumps. I think the players want to stay out there. The Western Swingers certainly seem to want to stay out there. But in amongst all of that was the penultimate wicket. Apologies to Nazir Shinwari while we were looking at the rain and our equipment. He was clean bowled. He clean bowled Sebastian Spud Robson, 13 off 13. Which leaves Lockie Johnston as the last man standing now, so he can only run 2s or hit boundaries. Shinwari comes in, quick ball through him, through Johnston. Stop ball. He's in his 3rd over here and he's already got 2 wickets. 2 for 11 now, Shinwari. He got the number 3 batsman, Devatoy, out LBW for 6. Can we see Shinwari take another and end this match? In murky conditions at Runaway Bay, it goes in the air, down towards long on. I think that's a very good take there in the deep at long on. Seems like it. Batsman goes the bowler, shakes hand. Low catch in the deep at long on. Brings an end to the 3rd legs innings. So at least rain hasn't curtailed this game. Well done to the players and the umpires for staying out there and completing that game. 3rd legs from Brisbane made a really good fist of this game. Twice they really gave Western Swingers scares in the first innings with the early wickets and then having them 5 down before a fantastic recovery from Nikhil Darwin and Akshay Narwal hauled their side to 147. 3rd legs in response. Looked dangerous at the start. Nathan Francis top scored with 45 from 35 balls. But Gus Sloane and Nazir Shinwari had the final say. Sloane, 4 wickets for 12 runs. Shinwari, 3 wickets for 11 runs. 7 wickets between the 2 of them. Backed up by a good spell also from James Wilderstrom. 4 overs, 1 for 17. Means that 3rd legs are all out for 99. A win by 48 runs for Western Swingers, the world #1 ranked side, National Australia champions. Well played to them. The match between Spider Monkeys and Westerfield Moose and the Colombian Moose are still ongoing. 4 overs left of that, so you can switch over and watch that instead now. But it's looking like Spider Monkeys are going to win that quite comfortably. Thanks to you all for watching. We look forward to having you back again tomorrow.